Let's find the sum of the infinite series if possible. First sum is from n equals 1 to infinity, 6 over n times n plus 3. So this looks like it's a telescoping series. So the way to handle this is to break it up into two fractions. You should always break up the denominator, so one of the fractions is going to have n, the other one's going to be n plus 3. And it's kind of hard to first identify should you add or subtract. So the way it's always going to work for telescoping series is subtracting. And now the question is, what do you put in the numerator? And this one takes some practice, so I'm going to show you the long way to do it, and hopefully we can find a shortcut at the end. So let's just say it's 1. Sometimes it does happen where it's 1. What if it's just 1? Well, the way I want to subtract this is to use a little shortcut. So you're going to multiply the diagonal, 1 times n plus 3, then minus, multiply the other diagonal, n times 1, then divide that by the new denominator, n times n plus 3. When I simplify this, I end up with 3 over n times n plus 3. But in our problem, we had 6 over n times n plus 3. So how do we handle that? Well, one way to do that is to put a 2 in the numerator. But here's a problem. If I put 2 in the numerator, this will be 2 times n plus 3, so it'll be 2n plus 6, minus, multiply the other diagonal, over n times n plus 3, and this will just be n plus 6 over n times n plus 3. I still want to get rid of this n, so ideally I would want this to be 2n. So that means this one has to be 2. Okay, so what this comes down to is 6 over n times n plus 3 is the same thing as 2 over n minus 2 over n plus 3. So now we simplify this, and we can find the sum of this. And there's a couple things that we have to notice, but first, this goes from n equals 1 to infinity. The difference here is 3. So that means for the first 3 terms, and I'm going to use the word terms a little loosely, they're going to remain. So it turns out that the first 3 terms of 2 over n are going to be left, and then everything else is going to get canceled. But let's see how that works. If n equals 1, you have 2 over 1 minus 2 over 4, plus, if n is 2, you have 2 over 2 minus 2 over 5, plus, if n is 3, 2 over 3 minus 2 over 6, plus, now we go n equals 4, it's 2 over 4 minus 2 over 7. Let's just do one more. Okay, so you just go on forever. The pattern you'll see is the first 3 are not going to cancel. It's only after the 2 over 4 cancel with this, 2 over 5 cancel with this, the 2 over 6 would cancel with the next one, and you just follow this pattern. So all that you'll be left with is the first 3 terms, which is 2 over 1 plus 2 over 2 plus 2 over 3. So this is 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 2/3. So that will be 11 over 3.